And I'm loving life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. And I'm loving life with friends. Doing my life with friends. Doing my life with friends. And I'm loving life with friends.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Love&Life. I'm very excited. I'm always excited. Clearly, I was going to say I'm very excited about this conversation, but I really am as well. Again, today, as always, I have some of my nearest and dearest on the blue sofa here with me. Hi, Valentina.
Hi.
Hi, Moses.
Hello.
Sorry. Guys, we need to behave ourselves. This is a very serious.
You started already.
You're like,
To be fair, I'm the problem. Am I the problem? Maybe. But yeah, today I have two of my really, really close friends, to be honest. I literally call them brother and sister because they are my brother and sister. And we're going to be continuing a conversation we started on friendship and values, specifically with an emphasis on faith. And we're going to be sharing from our perspective about how our relationships with each other, as well as with some of our other friends, has contributed to our journey of faith, yes, but also just in becoming who we are and who we are becoming. And so I think it's going to be a really, really helpful conversation. Before we jump into it, I'm actually going to read a scripture that I think really underpins this particular conversation. And it's in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. And it says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." And essentially, it says what it says. Like, if you walk with wise people, you grow in your wisdom. If you walk with the not wise people, yes, the other thing, the other thing will happen. So, it's just that surrounding yourself with wise individuals and the right individuals will lead to personal growth. Whilst the opposite happens if you surround yourself with the other type of people. So basically, as we've been discussing, it's just about intentionality again with your community and how that shapes who you become. I don't think that you can grow in a vacuum. And there's lots of statements people say about how you become a product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And for me, certainly, I've seen how if I spend quite a bit of time with somebody, I start to kind of use their mannerisms. Either maybe I laugh like them, or there's just something. You do something and you'd be like, oh my gosh, who does that? Like, there's somebody So I think the more you spend time with people, you could lower your standards, kind of increase your standards, depending on who's around you. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today in a nutshell. So, Val, Moses, you guys have been friends for how many years now?
11.
Yeah, 10,
11 years.
Yeah, around that same time,
Yeah, cool. So I think about the same length of time that
we've
we've been friends, actually. I'm not sure how long we've been friends. It's shorter than...
Bit shorter, maybe like 9 or so.
Yeah, maybe like 9, maybe like 9, 8, something like that. We've all been friends for quite a while. How did you guys actually meet? How did you guys meet and become friends? I don't think I've ever asked either of you this story. I mean, I assume it's church, but like, what was the context?
It was small group, wasn't it?
Small group, no.
Yeah. It wasn't one powerful small group.
Yeah,
that small group was different.
Yeah.
What's small group for people who don't know? What's small group?
It's basically Bible study, but with a lot more intentionality in terms of like socials, getting together, really sharing your life with each other, as well as the scriptures as well. So that was the first small group I joined at Jubilee. I don't know if you was in one before.
No, that was my first one as well. Yeah.
Nice. I feel like we became like closer friends, maybe like a year or 2 into small group.
Yeah. Because I think when we first joined, it was still kind of like everybody was just kind of friends, and it's such a, like I said, midnight club, because we'd arrive. Like, so imagine a small group is meant to be like 7 to 9 or something like that. We'd be there till past midnight.
Honestly,
And they're debating, laughing, all sorts. And Ben, bless Ben, he just opened his home to us so we could just be free in doing that. And then we would be like, oh yeah, okay, I need to get home. I need to do.
It was crazy.
So yeah.
I love that. Shameless plug for church community. Honestly, we all met each other through church, and in the same way that you guys' small group was like that, thankfully these guys were in my small group, and it was literally the same thing. I used to host it in my house at the time, and it was literally, we would be there till, even me, I'll be falling asleep and people are like still there talking. But those were real times that like shaped us, and we grew and we learned, and I'm really grateful for it. So I guess for anyone listening, I will forever be an advocate of finding good quality church community, and those guys really become your real life friends outside of church. So I feel like you guys have sort of preempted my next question, but in terms of how friendship occurs, you guys are all in the same small group, right? So like it's in a bigger group of people. What was it about? And I guess I'll come to you first and then you. What was it about Val that you were like, actually, I'm going to be friends with this person? Because I don't think you're as necessarily as close now to everybody in the small group. Because so one thing I like to think about, is really random, is like friendship selection. It's like, of all the people in the world, why am I drawn to this person as my friend? So what did you think it was with Valentina that made you guys like gravitate towards each other from your perspective in friendship?
That's a good point.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't actually know. What was it? I think it's probably her energy. And I'm quite bubbly as well. So like I think our energy kind of just bounced off of each other. And it probably was with work as well, because we kind of do similar fields as well. So I think when we started speaking about what V does and what I do, and then I think with like most friendships, it's, you end up sharing something with that person, or they share something with you that's quite deep or sensitive or transparent, and then from there it just kind of it goes deeper. I can't remember what that actually was. I can't remember when it switched into that. And then we started leading school together.
Yeah,
right.
So when we started leading together, obviously we was talking all the time, every week talking, which just kind of solidified our friendship. But then it kind of went from V's like a church friend to no, that's just my homie. Kind of thing. I can't actually remember how or why or what it was.
It just happened.
It was just the vibes. Like, it just always vibes with me. So like,
yeah. No, I love that. And that's true. Like sometimes you can't always tell. Like when it happened, you're just like, we just got close. I don't know. But what's your perspective?
Do you know, it's not that different. I remember I think one of our first deeper conversations was about work, because like both working in like the kind of consulting space. And then I think as we started to then reason about, you know, like scripture and life, and definitely once we started co-leading together, I think we then were in a space of proper doing life together, because we went to church together, then we led a small group together, and then you have to prepare for small groups. So then you're I'm speaking to Mo like all the time. Yeah. And so even in speaking to Mo, you're also outside of that going to be like, oh yeah, how are you? How's life? What's going on here? What's going on there? Yeah. And then you're just sharing, you're literally doing life together. Yeah. And I think that's how our relationship really solidified. And if I was to say what drew me to Moses upon reflection now, I'd say Moses is a man of integrity.
Hallelujah.
And he's a man that...
he is. It's true. Sorry.
His yes is yes and his no is no. Mm-hmm. And I really admired that. Like he's always been like a solid friend.
Yeah.
And his character has not changed. You know, some people, they change. Yes, he's grown and he's evolved like we all do, but you haven't changed. And actually having that as a consistent, good presence in my life, I really appreciate. And I think that's what continues to, even though I know, you know, life is life and then we're busy and that happens. Like, that's why I always, like, my bro.
I love that.
I'm so tired.
You need to share.
I love how he's the one who went,
You know what? I love that. And I echo that as well. So I think that So for me as well, I mean, this is why I do this whole podcast. I'm like really intentional about friendships, and I don't just like it's not everyone, to be honest, that I just kind of, I guess, open up to in friendship. But yeah, there's certain qualities that you see like that, and I think especially for my guy friends, I think that element of integrity and just consistency, and this is kind of leading me to my next question, because that's something that I've seen with you through different seasons of life. So obviously saw you when you were, a single man, and then you got married. No, actually you got engaged, and then you got married, and now you're a dad to a very beautiful, beautiful girl who we all love so very much. But it's like watching you in those different seasons as well. You have definitely grown, like Valentina said. We all have, to be honest. You have grown.
Do you know what? This little plug. I remember when we used to have debates in small group about marriage. And Moses, Moses was not on it.
I remember.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
he was not on it at the time, which is but all of that aside, because we grow, like everyone has their reasons for why they have their feelings when they do. But his character has still remained consistent in him being grounded, solid, a person of integrity. But seeing him grow in that, for me, I'm always just like, wow, look, it's Moses.
Honestly, like it's, and I think we've touched on something that's very important. Slight segue, but I think friendships should allow room for people to evolve. Ultimately, because I think sometimes people are like, you've changed, or like, and then it's like, but it's not a bad thing for as long as they're changing in the right direction. Okay, but it's like, give your friends the grace to be able to evolve, and don't hold them to things that maybe they said in the previous season before, because they can learn and they can grow ultimately. But as long as I think there's a fabric of, like you say, integrity, of like whether it's faith, of values, and of standards that I think for me remains important. But then obviously you can evolve in like your character and characteristics and all of that stuff. So we've talked through like changing seasons and stuff, and what starts to happen is that people evolve, people come through different seasons, and then the friendship just like fades away and kind of falls out because it's not a priority or like whatever. And you look back and it's been 2 years and you're like, oh, we haven't spoken in so long. I don't even know what's going on with this person. Clearly that hasn't happened in you guys' friendship and relationship. How have you sustained your relationship over the changing seasons? Like, you've moved abroad, you've gone to live in other places, come back, like you've consistently had your friendship through that. How have you sustained it?
Do you know what, I'm gonna start by saying, even though me and Moses, especially now, I would say most recent season, we're not able to talk and chill and chat as often as we do. I probably would say there's probably 2 or 3 times a year we always link up and have, in some shape or form, and have like a deep convo on like, how are you doing? What's happening with you? But even just having those moments for me, in all that God is sending me and places he's calling me into, I'm so grateful. And the reason why we always come back to that, I think, is because I feel like our intentions for each other are always good. And our prayers for each other are always good. And our rooting for each other is always there and up front. So if he was ever doing anything, he's like, it's like, well, like, I'm going to be there. I don't care where I am. And vice versa. It's one of those things where I mean, I've spoken to you last month, but no doubt. I'm gonna see you. And even when I've been in different places, there's always been a way for us to link up. I'll always remember when I went to worship school in Bethel in 2019. We actually FaceTimed. I'm in California. It's like 8 hours difference. I don't even know what time it was here. I just know I was in campus doing, ooh, it's sunny here. And then Moses was like, yeah, let's do a FaceTime. And literally during that time, I just think that memory is so precious to me, because I'm like, wow, like my brother actually took time to just FaceTime me. Honestly, I have no clue what time it was here. I was really there doing enjoyment. And he was just like, yeah, so how's it going? How you finding it? How's this going? How's that going? Just checking. I'm like, yeah, gonna let my brother go like that? Never. You're not losing anyway.
Stuck. Well, stuck with me. I love you too.
So yeah,
that's good. That's good.
No, it's a similar as well, because like I think we have a very low maintenance friendship, which I guess works for both of us, but I think every time we speak is very intentional. Because I know if I'm going through something, like I went through something tough last year, I'm a voice note in, must have been like a 10-minute voice note I sent to V about everything that's going on. And even when I was going through it, I knew there's certain people that I need to speak to about the situation, but the way that I am, sometimes I can go missing.
We know.
I'm not saying anything until it's dealt with. So, but I knew as soon as it was dealt with, I need to speak to V about the situation and kind of like get her counsel and get her thoughts and just let her know what's going on. And it's only certain people that I can do that with, and thank God he's one of those people. And I think when we was in the same church in the same small group, we'll see each other all the time. I think we kind of built up that kind of relationship where it's like, it doesn't matter what happens in the future, where we go, what continent we might be in, we're still going to be homies kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really, really love that. And it's funny, you said low maintenance, and I thought in my mind, I was like, it's low maintenance, but it's high effort. Exactly. So it's low maintenance on the like daily, but then when we do connect, it's like it's high, or maybe I should call it high impact. So it's low maintenance, high impact. Because I think some people want to do low maintenance, low impact. So it's like, okay, there's nothing there. And then when we even see now,
ain't nobody got time for that.
So yeah, I feel like there's, and I think as we're evolving, as we're growing, like there was a season like a couple years ago. The reason why we could be at small group at each other's houses past 12 is that we're all just, I was gonna say we're all young, we're still young, please, I'm young. But
it was responsibilities, really.
Yes, we have so many more responsibilities, right? Yeah. So it's about being able to again navigate that gracefully and allowing people to enter. Yeah, it's kind of low maintenance because it has to be. We don't really have the capacity, but then keep the impacts like when you do. But I guess we're talking about the impacts, the efforts, and all of that. First of all, why is it even worth it is what I like to establish. So what is it that your friendships bring to your lives individually that makes you feel like, no, this is something I don't want to let go of, like this is why it's important? And I think it's important for people to hear that, because if they are hearing efforts, they are hearing energy, they're like, this one is, why is this important to me? Why do I need it? So I like to make a case for friendship and community. So I will start with, what is your case for this friendship, and then for your friendships generally and your community?
I think for me and V, it's more in terms of kind of, she does a lot. And I love when people do a lot. Like, I feel like you can't really be a close friend of mine and you're not striving for great things.
Preach.
So with V, like even the nutrition thing she's doing now, Sophie Shea she had, like she's always doing something. I remember being part of the video and she part of the shoot that she will do. Like there's always something that she's doing and it inspires me to do more as well. So I think that's great as well. And then when it comes to our friendship, every conversation that we have is always linked to scripture or linked to what is God saying, what is God speaking. Are you hearing him through this situation or are you not? And being a man of God and being a woman of God, it's like an anchor to our friendship as well. So I think those aspects of things for me is very important in a relationship. And I think the first one is also because not all of my close friends are walking as Christians. Some of them are doing their own thing, but we built a relationship, I guess, prior to when I was in the world and whatnot.
When you were in the streets.
When I was in the streets, unfortunately. And whatnot.
Your BC life before Christ.
Yeah. But even these guys as well, like there's something we've similar to what we're saying, we established a foundation where even if we go months without speaking, I can see like fruits in your life, maybe not the fruits that we speak about in the Bible, but there's still fruits in your life that I can still learn from.
Yeah.
And I know that in any given moment, if I need you, you're there.
Yeah.
Because I'm very big on loyalty with my friends. Hopefully they know that if they need me, I'm there. And if I feel like I'm having that from my friend as well, that person has me for life, really. So, and I get that with you.
That's good. That's good. How about you, Eva?
Why's my mind just gone black? Sorry.
That's usually me. I'm the one that's like, yeah, what's happened? It's okay. We'll wait for you. Love is patience. Love is kind. We are patient with you as you come back.
Why it's worth it with Moses. So I echo a lot of what he said as well. What I would also say, I think for me is like, I also think our relationship is an example of what I believe friendship can be like between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
And done in kingdom culture with kingdom principles, in kingdom ways. So one thing I love about having Moses as a friend and why I appreciate him, I'll never let him. And funnily enough, probably I think the last message I sent him, I literally said this to him. I said, when my husband comes, please grill him. You have full permission. Do whatever.
Grill him.
Grill him well.
Stir fry.
I said, grill him well.
Air fry, stir fry.
Yeah, but I say that in that he's someone I can go to for counsel, and I trust it will be rooted in the word and not just out of like emotion or any other thing that could throw in any other direction as well. Seeing the example he is in his family, him as a husband, him as a father as well. Like, I learned so much from him, even though we, like he described, our relationship is low maintenance and we don't see each other all the time. I'm still observing when we do see and when we do speak and when we do engage. So he's someone I also learn from. He's also someone who's also doing loads of different things all the time. So the end, like, it's mutual in terms of inspiration. It's like, oh no, like we used to do nickname Money Mo, but there's much more facets to that. It's not just about, you know, like money in the essence of that. It's greatness ultimately. And once you swap that in someone like I've seen in Moses, that's someone I'm going to be like, yeah, like I aspire to greatness, so I must rub my shoulders with greatness.
Preach. So
he's always going to be my brother for that. Yeah. And because he also is that, he's also someone whose eyes I trust. So if I'm doing something, if I'm in a space, whether it's worship school, whether it's a house or a job or a new venture, he's the kind of person I know I can go to and have a very like pragmatic conversation as well, because he thinks that way. He's very like pragmatic, but also like he aspires and he works hard. And again, it's that integrity and loyalty that he has. So yeah.
Guys, are you hearing these two people? And then me, I get to have both of them as my friends. Am I not a blessed woman? Tell me now, tell me. But yeah, I mean, I very much like echo that, just watching both of you, and also in my relationship with both of you. So you're both people, you're actually both older than me as well, because I'm just a young girl, you know. But I get to learn so much from both of you across those areas. And I think, again, it's quite similar in that we're all doing quite a lot and all quite like very, very busy, but also just, you know, we appreciate the value of what everyone brings to the community. And I think that's something that's such a gift. And we're going to get into that a bit more, because I really want to press more into the idea and the whole philosophy of how you move together in a sense as a pack, and the whole pack is growing and getting stronger, and we're kind of pulling out greatness from each other. But before that, there's something Val said, and I really agree. I feel like obviously we live in a very like perverse world these days, where people would say that you can't have like a pure, like, you know, pure godly friendship between like a male and a female. There always has to be something more, or there always has to be, and we've talked here about obviously evolving friendship into love, so that's something completely different. But people will have you think that you cannot have genuine relationships with people of the opposite sex that are just purely platonic friendships that can even... Why are you laughing? Oh yeah, because for that reason, we have come to you. Come and answer the question. I've never asked the question, but answer whatever was making you laugh.
No, I was watching this video on YouTube, and you had guys on one side debating this, and girls on the other side debating this, and the girls will say what you're saying, that it's impossible. It's possible to have male and female relationships, and then the guys are saying it's impossible to possible. And then the guy goes to the girl, call your best friend, call him. And I say that you're only going on a date and see what he says. They've been friends for like 20 years. Yeah. Nothing like that's happened. She calls him, and then he's like, let's go on a date. And then she's like, oh, let's go on a date. And he's like a date? Or just, you know, just for food, that? No, a date. Like, what? Are you feeling me like that? and then the guy's like, say yes. And then she's like, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, let's go.
That's mean though.
20 years, I was dying.
No, that's mean. But what if he was trying to be nice? What if he was just like, okay.
If he was trying to be nice, he would shut it down. That's nice.
Yeah.
Stringing it along isn't nice.
No, it's not stringing her. They can go to the date and then he will now be like, oh, let's talk. Like, how are you feeling? Type of, we don't know. Look, you see, this is the problem. You don't know. So what's your perspective? Do you think that we are putting you on the spot now? Do you think, I mean, of course because you have friends. So what do you think?
I think.
The man is stuttering.
I think it's possible. I'm on camera, aren't I?
This
is so long.
I can see the sweat forming.
I'm trying to form this
It's
in
a
a
safe
way.
space. Don't worry.
It's not safe. How do I formalize this in a way
Stress.
that I won't get attacked? So you're asking. You're asking.
God, the stress.
Wait. Platonic relationship between a man and a female. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it's in a situation between myself, yourself, myself and V, that's not really a question because obviously we do have it. But generally, I feel like we've all had it. Like my friendship, my deep friendship with both of you have all come when it could only be that. If you see what I'm saying. If there's a scenario where both of you are single
right,
and available,
right,
and generally find both of you attractive, not even sexually, but just generally think you're good looking, yeah.
No.
I don't think it's possible. I genuinely don't think it's possible.
Right.
Because I feel like even if you wasn't thinking about it, in that scenario, if the guy says, oh, I think you're good looking, I think, we get along, let's go on a date. Even you lot are boys, you're coldies, you're best friends, you might think, oh, we're quite close, why not, let's go.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, can you really say that the relationship is platonic? Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you remove all the factors of marriage and relationship, I'm not available, I don't find... But if none of those factors are there, can you truly say it's platonic? Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think I saved myself.
Do you know what? That stressed you out, bro.
Listen, you got
it was techie. It was techie. But I think, well, you make a good point in the sense that I guess at the time we all met, you were in your relationship already, and obviously we all just met and we all became friends. And your wife as well now is also our friend and very much our sister and part of the friendship group. So maybe this is not the best example, but I do still think that you can sustain like a platonic relationship. I do think that it means that you have to be very extreme about communication, and we've had a whole conversation here about how the aim is not to not grow if you start to grow feelings for each other, that's a great thing. Like that's fine. Explore it and talk about it and whatever, and let it be what it is. And we're gonna plug it because we've had another conversation about how to kind of navigate gracefully from friendship into love, if that's what's supposed to happen, and also how to deal with it if you try to cross the bridge and the bridge trips you up and you don't quite cross over where you want to go. How do you guys are wicked. Why are you laughing?
I'm just saying, me, I crossed over successfully.
Hallelujah. It's true, because you guys were friends as well.
We were homies. Yeah.
That's so true. We need to even bring you back to do your own episode.
This is why someone looks at our relationship, they'll be like, can you really be platonic when you are best friends? You are homies. And then look what happened. That's your wife with a child.
I told you guys to be serious. I want you. I'm behaving. Okay, you're doing well. It's me and Moses. It's you. But yeah, and this is why I said, it's not as if the goal is to be, I must not fall in love with my friend. If you do, that's great. I think that's a really great thing. But ultimately, I will always make the case for the facts that I think that you can sustain a friendship. Even if you're both single, you both can sustain like a really quality platonic relationship. At least that has been my experience.
Yeah, I think to a point. So I'm kind of I'm in agreement with Moses in that I think it's to an extent. I think you get to a point where when you're both single and both available, when you both have kind of internally decided, this is not my person in that way, then yes, it can continue. But I think to clip into that, I don't think many people can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we can do all things through Christ,
Yeah.
but I don't think everybody can do that. As in, they can solidly be in a relationship with someone, with the guy or the girl, depending who you are, and be like, oh yeah, we're cool. The minute I kind of like you, really, that's really question mark.
Yeah.
But I think two individuals who know, actually, this person, I'm not feeling them in that way, but I really we get on really well, then friendship can continue in that. And I can vouch to that. I've had male friends who, we both were single, both available at the exact same time, but I know you're not for me. He also was like, you're not for me. Instead, it was like, this is the kind of guy I'm thinking of. And he was like, this kind of girl I'm thinking of. I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing your wing woman. He'd be like, yeah, do wing man. Like, yeah. But that was me because I grew up, I'm doing maths and engineering, so I'm surrounded by guys half the time when I was studying anyway.
Yeah.
But again, that's not everybody though.
Yeah.
And you need to have you have to know and have a certain emotional boundary to be able to do that happily and healthily. And I don't think everybody naturally has that, which is okay.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm always of that it's possible, but maybe it's not as common.
Yeah.
Instead.
That's good. We'll take that. I agree. I think it's not common. I think it takes a lot of wisdom, boundaries, emotional intelligence, communication. It's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So, which is why it's probably safer, I guess, to maybe not dabble into it if you're not sure. But yeah, I do think it can be done. But yeah, wow, we got into a techie debate there. That was not the intention. I promise you guys. There's so much more we want to talk about, but we will continue on the second part of the conversation. So we'll see you guys. Bye. Bye.
On that way. Yes, people, thank you for watching Love and Life. Please like, comment, and subscribe.